Hello, I'm Jeff Dumental. My art from art project is called Modern Graffiti at the Cadillac Ranch. What I wanted to do was take stuff from Graffiti Research Lab's Modern Graffiti and use it out at Ant Farm's Cadillac Ranch. For those of you who don't know, Graffiti Research Lab's most known for doing different types of graffiti, and also for the Boston bomb scare of 2007. Where they were hired by Adult Swim to do guerrilla advertising for Aqua Teen Hunger Force. For those of you who don't know who Aqua Teen Hunger Force is, I got a small clip right here for you.
Let's go get drunk and rip off a 10-speed.
Yeah, we'll get a basket and a horn on the handle.
Yeah, then we'll set it on fire and wreck it to the children and laugh at their parents, and then we'll get on the... Whoa, man, I'm toasted.
The innocent shall suffer, big time.
Boo! 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 Hey, Cliff, look!
Ow!
Stat, fatty! Here comes the pain!
Chill, Earth, chill. Using a key to gouge expletives on another's vehicle is a sign of trust and friendship.
Who did this to my freaking car?
So what Graffiti Research Lab did was Adult Swim came to them with the idea, and they decided to put up light brights of this character, the Mooninites, all over Boston, and it was pretty close after 9/11, so people took it as a bomb threat, and cops had to come out and bomb squads had to come out, and they'd use robots, and when these people were questioned, they didn't take it very seriously.
Members of the Minnesota Democratic Party
Allison
to
Sharon
get
in the
some
control
support.
room. I hate to interrupt. Let's get to Boston, where the one of the defendants in this cartoon hoax is now talking to reporters.
What we really want to talk about today, it's kind of important to some people. It's it's kind of important to some people. It's haircuts in the 70s.
Yeah,
we really want to discuss the style of them.
We feel it's really important because we think it's been a big inspiration on how people live their lives today, and how they're going to live their lives in the future and how they're going to look at the past.
Well, hold on a second. For example, Afro, I think, comes kind of from the 70s. But then again, there's other styles, like the greased up hair, when they actually use...
Came to the microphones, and as reporters been peppering them with questions about what happened yesterday, they took it as an opportunity to continue their theater and discuss 70s haircuts. The reporters continue to throw questions at them. Are they not taking this seriously? Could they respond to the fact that the entire Boston police force was put on alert, that there was a panic in the town, and they continued to discuss afros as well as their dreadlocks.
So that is a little bit about them, and what they did was they traveled around in a Graffiti Research Lab bus, which is kind of what Ant Farm did with their media van. But so now we'll go into Ant Farm a little bit. Here's their House of the Century, a futuristic house, and they did the media burn, which is one of their most known things, and here's a short clip over them.
Most architects have external limitations placed on their creativity. Clients tell them what kind of buildings they want and how much money they have to spend. Well, one firm in San Francisco works the other way around. It starts with an idea, and then it looks for clients and money.
Chip, Doug, and Curtis don't work like other architects.
We don't wait for someone to come to us to hire us to design a building that has a program, but rather we try and generate or originate our own ideas.
You know, it was 1968. There was revolution in the air. Nobody wanted to go to work in a corporate architecture office. At that time, a Bank of America was something that you burned down. You didn't want to be designing banks. We decided to start an alternative architecture
practice. They fertilize the possibility of overturning old habits, which is something that every generation needs to have the ability to do. They were prophets.
Granted, in popular culture was something that was being born at that time, and the Ant Farm kind of brought that into architecture.
Really, Ant Farm is a collage of a lot of different styles.
And there was such an interesting synergy between the main players, between Curtis and Chip and Doug. I always think of it a little bit like the Beatles, where you put these people together and the synergistic energy just amplifies what each of them can do separately.
So what I did was I got a bunch of LEDs, batteries, and magnets, and when you put the lights onto the batteries, they light up, and when you put the magnets onto the batteries, they stick. And so the theory was you could throw them up at the Cadillacs and they would stick to the metal. We found out there was a lot of spray paint out there, so they didn't stick real great, but that was the basic idea. So the thought process behind the modern graffiti at the Cadillac Ranch was, well, when we were told we needed to do a project to make art from art, I immediately thought of the Cadillac Ranch. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I went out there and immediately saw all the graffiti. So I came back home and started researching ways to do different types of graffiti. And I came across the modern graffiti of the Graffiti Research Lab and thought that would be a great idea. And I thought it'd be real neat to take the Cadillac Ranch, which is an art piece itself, and use it as a canvas for my own art. So this is us just putting all of them together. We got 200 magnets, 100 batteries, 400 LEDs. We found out the blue ones don't work with other colors, but for the most part it all went pretty good, and it's just me and my son getting ready to go out there and start our graffiti. My original idea was to do all of the Cadillacs and just cover all of them, but I ran into a couple problems. One, the price of all the materials, and two, most of the metal had been eroded or was covered in spray paint, and so I wasn't able to cover all of them. So the Cadillac I picked had the most metal showing so that we could get them to stick on there.